Something calling, something calling, must ride on, must ride on. It's not that I don't want you, it's not that I don't love you, it's not because I've had you that I must ride on. Something calling, must ride on, must ride on.
How you guys going with yours?
Taos ski area, which is a snow-covered mountain in the background, is still a good 12 miles distant, accessible only by this gravel road which winds along the banks of the Hondo Creek. We motor up this road and gain about 3,000 feet on our way to the bottom of the ski run, which lies about the 10,000 foot level. After thawing out in front of the fireplace at the St. Bernard Lodge and downing a couple of Swansea Oofs, we pile into the well-stocked rental shop and sacrifice our feet to the ski gods by strapping on a pair of fiberglass instruments of torture called ski boots. Then we clump and stumble our way to the ski lift and swing our way to the top of the run. The Taos ski area is noted for its long, steep runs and light powder snow, and doesn't need a snow cone machine to keep its runs in shape. 8 feet of snow that just falls out of the sky does a much better job. Taos actually has runs for everybody, from the super beginner to the super sexpert. Standing at 13,000 feet, I look down from the top of the world and say to myself, "Self, that sure do look steep, man." But Bobby and Vaughn shove off, so rather than stand here by myself and look stupid, I shove off and look stupid. Bobby's the super skier of the trio, and he makes skiing look so easy. Never gets into trouble or overskis his capabilities, and always looks so graceful. That boulder didn't give Vaughn and I any trouble. Of course, we skied around it. If the steep angle of the dangle doesn't get you here, then a mogul will. Now I guess it's Bobby's chance to laugh at me. Now, one of the greatest things in skiing is the break-off binder, which is much less painful than the old break-off leg type. Skiing, unlike motorcycling, is a full-time, full-throttle thing with no brakes to hold you back. Just point your front fork downhill and you'll discover what kind of suspension system your tender little body's got. Now to stop, all one does is use his friends. Falling is one thing, but the real super no-no is to go motoring off into the forest where you can hang your saddlebag on a stop and scatter your tools out all over the snow. Now this will really ruin your whole day. Now, when a friend is not readily available, all one has to do to stop is get on a back brake, drop it down a gear, milk on the front brake, and smash into a pine tree. Now, this hurts a whole bunch. Of course, the pain level varies depending on the velocity and which portion of the body comes in contact with said tree. A good choice is a tree with a nice smooth trunk, because old knots and busted off limbs can puncture the body and cause it to leak red all over the nice clean white snow, and also could curtail your manly activities, which most people agree are a lot more fun than skiing anyway. are three basic forms of skiing. Bobby uses the angulated and relaxed French Jean-Claude technique. Behind Bobby, Vaughn employs the upright German Reinhard-Mueller type parallel. And of course I used the modified South African George Washington Macumba style. Well, enough of this ski talk. Let's get down to the really important business. Ski Valley offers inexpensive accommodations and gourmet cuisine that is really far out. Taos After Dark has entertainment for everyone. If you wish, you may imbibe in the lounge atmosphere, dance a little, play with ski bunnies, or sit by the fireplace and squirt some wine and warm your sore muscles. Morning finds us southbound through beautiful downtown Taos. We try to perform a trick or two and amaze and dazzle the local populace and wind up glad nobody was watching after all. When things get dull or a little boring out on the open road, a great sport is to chunk rocks at Bobby's helmet. He always gets that sky is falling look on his face until he discovers where the noise is coming from. Who, me? Now, who ever heard of passing up a bike race? Motocross racing filtered across the Atlantic from Europe and has gained nationwide momentum here in the United States. A race like this is really something to watch and something else to ride in. Our old thumpers can't match the quickness and agility of the new motocross machines, so we just join the hog riders on the sidelines. Comes Bobby on the scent of one of those really big mothers, using a box of Cracker Jacks with his little prize for bait.
No.
Down when you're up front and you can get clobbered a whole bunch by the guys in back who didn't fall down, but who might fall down when their front tire comes in contact with your tender little body, leaving ugly knobby marks all over. The guys behind don't do it on purpose, but in racing it just happens that way. But if you want to play it safe, run last. Then when you fall down, nobody will run over you. Or if you want to be super safe, be a spectator with the hog riders. As you're standing there watching the motocross race, it's not too apparent that some of these muddy old machines cost around $1,400 or so, plus $50 or more to make them run faster. Then you try to work on them with your handy-dandy crescent wrench. Now this is a real bummer. So then you have to go out and buy an expensive set of metric tools. Now getting your bike from the garage to the racetrack is the next problem. It's illegal to ride on the street, so there goes another $200 or $300 for a trailer, or maybe $25 for a bumper carrier. Like the sign in the bike shop says, speed costs money. How fast do you want to go? Most of the sports we're familiar with in this country, like baseball, football, basketball, bowling, or golf, all require balls before you can play. And believe me, motocross racing is no exception. You can get up with a little help from your friends. The bigger bikes come off the jumps a lot faster and go much further. But in comparison, the little guys go just as fast and fly just as far, but land considerably harder. The suspension on the larger cycles are designed for this type of thing, while some of the mini bikes have practically no suspension at all. Watching the kids turn into little tigers can be quite a sight. Some are natural riders and look like they've been glued to the footbridge. But really, they all do a pretty damn good job. Whether it be a maxi bike racer or a mini bike racer, everyone has a number, so you can tell the winners from the losers. But even if you do lose, getting out there and strapping it on leaves a feeling with you that you won't soon forget. She ain't got a purse, but she don't need one, man. Anyway, it's time to split. What's the matter?
Well, you know that lower end I put in before we left Denver?
Yeah?
Well, I think I just blew it.
Oh, hell. Well, don't look like it went through the case.
No, I got to shut off in time.
Well, what do you want to do?
I guess just pull it on into Albuquerque.
Yeah, I suppose it's about the only thing we can do.
They must have a bike shop there.
Well, let's get going. Who's got the rope?
I do.
After looking all over Albuquerque and many long-distance calls looking for thumper parts, all we came up with was back orders and a lot of wasted time. So we shop around and finally pick on the Kawasaki dealer, tell him this giant lie about having jobs back in Denver. And with the speed of light, he whips out 3 contracts. We burn up 3 ballpoints, get them signed, and pop out the door without adding to his already worried look. We're turning our cycles south instead of north back to Denver. The 175 Kawasaki's are smaller than our old thumpers, but they perform a lot better. They're new, and if we need them, we can get parts as far south as Panama.
Hey, we're in Mexico. Boy, you know everything. How do you know? You just crossed the river. Oh. After we clear customs, I want to get one of them hand-tooled leather purses for Mother.
Ha! I know just the place.